Father David here. The most frequent phrase in Scripture is not go to church or follow the rules. It's don't be afraid. And we are living in times when we need to get really well acquainted with that phrase and start to live it. Whether it's Christian nationalists trying to take the hateful speech of Charlie Kirk and turn it into something that somehow Jesus approves of, as Cardinal Dolan goes on Fox News yesterday to talk about Kirk as a modern day St. Paul, even though what Charlie Kirk spewed was nothing more than vitriol, patriarchy, misogyny, and racism. None of this is to say that his death isn't tragic. It is tragic. There's no excuse for it. There's no excuse for that kind of violence in our nation. And yet, it is precisely the threat of that kind of violence that is supporting this Trump administration. Whether it's our elected officials who, behind closed doors, are aghast at what this man is doing to our country, and yet they go along with him because they say they're afraid for themselves or their family. Or whether it's tycoons of business who sit at his table and schmooze him relentlessly, and yet behind closed doors talk about the disaster of his tariffs and his state capitalism efforts to accumulate businesses that our government now owns. Fear is what motivates these actions. And fear then becomes this vicious circle that a refusal to stand up to him only means he becomes more emboldened. And the latest with this now is with our national media, corporate media, who, rather than standing up for the free press and the right of free expression, which is the very foundation of this country, they are collapsing and terminating even comedians because the child in chief can't take a joke. No, if we live in the cycle of fear, we will get what comes from that, which is subjugation. But if we live the biblical injunction, do not fear, we can stand up to these bullies. We can tell the vice president who says he could care less whether the law permits the extrajudicial killings of people on boats in international waters and then uses Jesus to support his claim. We can tell him where he can go because it's not preaching the gospel. He is preaching a hateful Christian nationalism, but only if we're not afraid will that message get out. Don't be afraid.